in his column today, for those that don't have a Racing Post to hand. After Ascot, I'm off to Salisbury, where Mayo Lad should win the claimer. I was drawn very wide on him at Lingfield, but he managed to fly home from a long way back. So very bullish Richard Hughes with regards to the chance of Mayo Lad. We'll talk about the top one now. Benzano, a gelded son of Refused to Bend, who won at Epsom easily on good to soft. I've got a slight worry about the ground with Benzano.
Yeah, he's shown his best form on soft ground, but he equally so has Mayo Lad. So we've got two horses fighting out in the market who are both possibly suited by softer conditions, which seems slightly ironic. Here we've got Mayo Lad Mayo Lad Benzano running in another modest race at Epsom last time, but
he did it well.
Yeah, he did it well from thoroughly exposed types, and if he reproduces that, he'll beat most of these in this claimer, because a lot of these horses are dropped because they've got out of the winning habit.
So there's a look at the top two in the market. Purple and Gold look really well in the paddock, and a couple of starts back at Yarmouth won very readily, won cosily, and then last time out at Newmarket raced alone. I think Purple and Gold could potentially still be pretty well treated.
He could, and I like to see if there's any money for George Baker horses in these sort of races, but it doesn't seem to be massively well punted today, but on his best form, and if we forgive him for Newmarket, which can be done, he's certainly got it. Yeah, it's an each-way burgling race, but he would look as though he's booked for at least third place here, and could quite easily win.
Asiano is a pace angle in the race. Last two starts have been decent on the all-weather, and on turf last year, one turf win to his name. He won at Doncaster last year off a £5 lower mark.
Yeah, another one who is in the right grade. Probably the handicapper has just about got him, but he's a consistent type, and he's been in decent form on Polytrack recently. Whether he can reproduce it as well, reproduce that form as well on turf, I think he's open to question.
He's got a mark of 70. I think he's a bit up against it at the weights. Netley Marsh, you'll see Netley Marsh just in front of that group of 5 horses with the black circle on the body of the silks, a gelded son of Haft, a winner on quick ground over 6 furlongs here last year, so does like conditions. He's got a win at Salisbury. He's racing over the mile today. Yeah,
he's the track and the ground aren't going to be a problem. The fact is he's meeting much better horses on terms much worse than he would do in a handicap. He's a second string of Hannons, and it's not absolutely impossible for horses like that to win, but I think he's up against it. This is an unusually competitive claimer. There's usually only 1 or 2 horses that are in any sort of form in these races, but here, by way of a change, we've got 2 or 3 horses, and now the money does seem to be coming for Purple and Gold, and I would think the each-way thieves are on in force.
Just keep your eye on Mayo Lad, who's now been replaced at the top of the market by Benzano, and I think punters may have seen Mayo Lad just pretty slightly difficult on the way down to start, just on his toes from the shot we saw. He went to post early as well. Just keep a close eye on Mayo Lad. You can see in the light blue colours of Midland Park Racing. You'll want him to keep a lid on things at the start.
Yeah, he still looks to be fighting a little bit against Richard Hughes, but that wild sort of eye flashing wouldn't encourage me to back a favourite, and he's sweating quite badly between his legs now. So yeah, the signs aren't good, and I'm sure that's at least one reason for the drift today. When horses are sweating as much as that between their back legs, I certainly don't want to take a short price about them.
Rossetti for Ian Williams, the first starter for Ian Williams in the Paul Wilds colours. Didn't have the best of luck with Glass Mountain in the first. In fact, Glass Mountain ran very badly in truth. But Rossetti, he's had 3 starts on the all-weather this season. I can see Rossetti running some sort of race here. Well,
I can, except that it left James Fanshaw's at the same July sales and ran poorly. There's obviously a little bit of money for this horse, so obviously expectation levels are a little bit higher than that of Glass Mountain today, and in his best form he's got a chance, but Ian Williams will have to do a little bit better with this one than he did with the previous Fanshaw cast-off.
Final 3, Titus Star for Richer and Tony Hollis will need to improve. Titus Star dropping back in trip could very well see a return to form for Titus Star, who was fairly progressive at the back end of last year. But Benzano is the market leader at 9-4. We've got a couple more to go into the stalls. Mayo Lad, I think, is one of them. No, Mayo Lad's in stall 1, so Mayo Lad is in. We've got a couple more. Let's head up and join Ian Bartlett.
Purple and Gold coming into 9, the well-punted third favourite. Benzano on the right, stark green jacket and red goes into 10. So Tony Hollis, stall number 2, the last one for the Derek Burridge claimer. They're all in. They're off. A race away in the one of the market leaders, Mayo Lad, very slow to go from store number 1. As early on the left, Tony Hollis and the purple jacket of Asiano, the first couple of runners to show. Benzano, green and red colours, is pulling his way through to be with the leaders. Purple and Gold is on the right in the purple and yellow jacket. The red colours against the rails is a Titus Star. It runs a bit freely early on. White sleeve jacket of Netley Marsh is next, followed through by 4 Richer. And then comes Rossetti, and a few lengths behind the slow starter Mayo Lad, who continues to be at the rear of the field. The 5 marker coming up, and it's Tony Hollis who leads. To Asiano in purple and the green and red jacket of Benzano. On the right, the purple and yellow colours is Purple and Gold. Then comes Titus Star. For Richard, who's struggling. Netley Marsh is behind that on the right, but getting reminders as they head down with the 3 marker in sight. Mayo Lad is still last as Purple and Gold has come through to join Tony Hollis. Benzano's between them. This trio step on it now by around about 3 lengths to Asiano's back in 4th place. Heading down towards the last quarter mile. Purple and Gold with the red cap is Benzano. On the left is Tony Hollis, and here's Mayo Lad now. 3 from the right with the light blue jacket has come through at the furlong pole to go into the lead. Mayo Lad then from last place into first now with Richard Hughes. He's cleared on by 2 lengths. Rossetti's through into second position in the red and white and has come to join him and gone past him. It's Rossetti and James Doyle who snatch it late on and clear away. Mayo Lad in second, then miles clear. Asiano beaten about 10 in third, and then Tony Hollis.
Rossetti is quicking up well in the closing stages to get the better of Mayo Lad, who was a big drifter in the market and got a bit warm down at the start, missed the start as well. But they moved into the race quite smoothly, the horses who have finished first and second, and they've pulled a long way clear of Asiano in third. But that was a decent effort by Rossetti, now back on turf.
No, absolutely, and Ian Williams will be relieved having bought 2 out of the same yard. One ran a stinker first time up and the other one's won, and landed a tiny little bit of a touch, a little bit of a late support for him, but done it well. I just think that 2 horses here, the last thing I thought that Mayo Lad was going to get to the front too early, but he ultimately did. But also the horse that I think has possibly just held on for third, hopefully got each way punters.
Asiano.
Oh, sorry, is it Asiano? What's happened to Purple and Gold?
Purple and Gold tailed off.
Tailed off, right.
Along with the market leader, Benzano, and both Purple and Gold and Benzano appeared to be travelling pretty well 2 out. They may have gone a bit too quick up front.
I think they made their moves too early. Benzano was always really keen under Liam Canary. Tony Hollis is setting a decent pace anyway, but Benzano's determined to go faster, and Purple and Gold in the Purple and Gold is following them. So I think there's a case here that definitely the leaders have gone off too quick.
And Asiano, who sat in third at this stage, I know Asiano's been beaten a long way, but he was fairly prominent in the run. The first and second are last and second last at this stage. Rossetti